Raven High School lockdown just a bit ago, and now things seem to be coming to a happy resolution after this situation. A lot of hearts all over the country heavy after yesterday's horrible Florida shooting, that deadly shooting there. So this situation, which could have been much worse, coming to a pleasant resolution after that suspect has been put in custody. We're still taking a live look over the area as police are still on the scene of Loch Raven High School. Again, a student apparently having a gun in his backpack. No injuries reported. Again, no injuries reported in this situation. So they were able to locate that student as the tactical team entered the building a little while ago, find the student, take him into custody along with the backpack, which reportedly held his gun that they were talking about from Baltimore County Police. So the situation ending peacefully. Obviously, a lot of hard work going into the situation. Police were on scene quickly there. And again, this information coming from Baltimore County Police about the school resource officer who first was saying that they received information about the student concealing a gun in a backpack. At this point, one person in custody, no injuries to report. That person is now out of the school and with police. We're going to send it back up to Captain Roy to check in again on the latest. Captain Roy.
Yes, they're starting to open up some of the roadway here. We just noticed that they've opened up Cromwell Bridge Road in both directions, so that is good. Cowpen still remains shut down while they still have law enforcement in the process of exiting the school here at Loch Raven Senior High School. The officers that had set up a perimeter, they had pretty much left. The command center that was on Cromwell Bridge Road at the Park and Ride has now been dismantled. County Police helicopter now is in the process of leaving the scene here. So everything is wrapping down the same conclusion to what was a very tense situation for quite a while here at Loch Raven Senior High. We're still in the process of trying to get more, but right now we can tell you, as you said before, no injuries. The tactical team is still on Cowpens Road. They're putting away their gear in the process of getting ready to go back into service. And the patrol units that were here are in the process of leaving now, and pretty much all of them, except for about a half a dozen, have left the school itself, and they're in the process of going back into service. So we're still monitoring the situation here, but it looks like it's going to be a happy outcome here at Loch Raven Senior High School as we get more updates. Reporting live in SkyTeam 11, I'm Captain Roy Taylor.
Thanks, Captain Roy. And from the air to the ground, we have reporter Lowell Melzer on the scene there at Loch Raven High School nearby. We're going to check with him over the phone. Lowell, are you there?
Yes. Hey, Lacey. We're at a staging area at the Park and Ride off of Cromwell Bridge Boulevard here, right off of 695, where, as Captain Roy was saying there, police activity is kind of rounding up for the day here as far as this incident is concerned. Some new information we have been able to confirm that the weapon that was confiscated here was a pellet gun. That was confiscated from this one student. Joining me now to talk more about what happened here and more about that gun that was taken in is Officer Jen Peach, spokesperson for the Baltimore County Police Department. Thanks for joining us, Officer Peach, and maybe if you can get us caught up on exactly what we're dealing with here and everything that unfolded.
The situation started when the SRO at the Loch Raven High School was notified by somebody that they believed that one of the students had a handgun concealed in a backpack. When the SRO approached that student, the student fled with the backpack. So he was unable to confirm whether or not there actually was a gun. That initiated a lockdown of the school as a precautionary measure to make sure that all of the students were kept safe. While we had the lockdown in place, we searched the school, and we did know the identity of the student. So relatively quickly, we located the student, and we also located a gun. It turns out that that gun is a pellet gun, but it is a realistic-looking pellet gun. The student is being charged. He is being held this time, and I can tell you it's a 14-year-old male student at the school.
Do you know how long it took the officer in the school to locate this student, or how long it was on lockdown, how long the lockdown had begun before they found the student, roughly?
About half an hour to 45 minutes is the entire time that this call took place. So from the time that we were notified that something was going on at the school to the time that we had the student in custody and the gun found.
Given what happened in Florida, anything different happened today as far as how this situation was handled? Was there a increased police presence because of what we saw in Florida, or do you think had yesterday's events not happened, this might have been handled a little differently, or was the protocol all the same how this would have been handled?
The protocol is the same. The way that we practice is exactly the same. Nothing about yesterday changed anything about our response. We practice these responses regularly. We have practices with real officers in real situations such as schools on the weekends. So we have a protocol for how to handle these situations should they come about. Yesterday made no difference in how we handled this call today.
Okay, and again, nobody injured, all the kids are okay. It was just, I guess if you look at it on paper, good that this student spoke up, right?
Absolutely, that's exactly what we need students to do. We need them, there's a reason why we have these SROs in the school. We need them to communicate with the students. We need the students to communicate with them. And if they see something, they need to tell the SRO, and that's exactly what happened in this case. This worked out exactly the way that it should have worked out. With the SRO being told, the school being placed on lockdown, ensuring the safety of the students, us going in, searching, finding the student, finding what could have been a real gun, but in this case, luckily, was not.
Okay. Officer Page, thank you so much for joining us. So just to recap it, again, the right thing was done here by a student in the school that saw this, what turned out to be a pellet gun in a backpack, told the SRO that then the school was then put on lockdown. The student was located and arrested. So again, if you're going to look at this from the back burner here, if you will, the student did the right thing and maybe stopped something more serious from happening. That's the very latest live here off of Cromwell Bridge Boulevard. Lacey will send it back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Lowell. And now let's send things up to the sky with Sky Team 11 and Captain Roy Taylor for more information. Roy?
Well, right now, you're looking across the street from the high school, which your parents are in the process of pulling their cars up on that side street that goes up to the church that you all were talking about earlier, so that they can retrieve their children as school is let out here. But we have some video to show you of when the tactical team, the SWAT team, started to enter the school to do that methodical search going into the school. I mean, Baltimore County Police did not waste any time from the time they were notified, from the time that they put it down on lockdown, to the time that they got officers to contain the area with setting up a perimeter around the school, searching for the suspect. They had the county police helicopter out here, and then the tactical team went in and they started doing a methodical search. The student was located, as we told you before, on the 3rd floor, and his classroom was identified as the person of interest, was taken into custody along with his backpack, and the weapon was found in the backpack. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Parents can breathe a sigh of relief, as the Baltimore County Police were telling us the plan that they had worked as prescribed, going from notification to lockdown to a swift response of personnel to contain the area, and then to get the tactical team in here to do a methodical search to make sure that no one was injured, and the individual was arrested safely without incident, and the students are safe, and none of the students were hurt. So looking live here at the scene, you can see they still have the SRO officer's vehicle there in front of the school. Most of the patrol units have left. Cowpens Road still has a small portion of it shut down, while County Police still in the process of clearing out the area, and the command area over there at the park and ride off of Cromwell Bridge Road has been shut down. So all in all, a happy ending to a stressful situation here at Loch Raven Senior High School. Reporting live in Sky Team 11, I'm Captain Roy Taylor.
Thanks, Captain Roy. To backtrack here again, this lockdown went into effect about an hour ago, according to Baltimore County Police at Loch Raven High School. First reported that a student showed a weapon to another student. We're told from Baltimore County Police that the school resource officer received information from a student that he was concealing a gun in the backpack. That officer approached the student, but the student fled into another area of the school. According to Lowell, we now know that that student apparently had a pellet gun, which officers Officer Peach had told us was a realistic looking pellet gun in his backpack. He has been told to us as being a 14-year-old male who will be charged. He was apprehended just a short while ago. Parents who are interested in a place to go are asked to go to the Rock City Church at 1607 Cromwell Bridge Road. You can go there. As Captain Roy was saying, there are still some areas blocked off as police are still on the scene there after this lockdown at Loch Raven High School. But again, that student was found in a classroom on the 3rd floor with his backpack. Police were able to apprehend him. Of course, after yesterday's tragedy at that school shooting in Florida, fears heightened in situations like this, but this is a best case scenario. No injuries reported here. Students, teachers, anybody. Loch Raven High School, that lockdown, Baltimore County schools were saying the lockdown was a precaution, and at this point we now know that suspect is in custody. Again, a 14-year-old male. He is apprehended, and he was, we were told from Officer Peach, he will be charged. Again, what he had, the weapon was reported as a pellet gun, a realistic looking one, in his backpack. Officer Peach had told us it was about a 45-minute process start to finish when they were notified about this, and that 14-year-old was apprehended. We're now seeing live from Sky Team 11 what appears to be cars from possibly parents getting in. Let's check back in with Sky Team 11 and Captain Roy. Roy?
That's absolutely right. Some of the parents are actually being allowed here now onto school property to pick up their children. You can see them working their way around the ring road in front of Loch Raven Senior High School. But as you were talking back before about it being a pellet gun, pellet guns nowadays are so realistic, and I can tell you from my situation being in law enforcement with the Baltimore County Police that the pellet guns at a distance, you can't tell the difference if it's real or if it's fake. And you know, you've had individuals that were shot and killed because they brandished a pellet gun and the officer thought it was a real weapon, because you don't have time to really analyze the situation. Hey, is that a pellet gun or is that a real gun? And they make them so realistic now that they, you know, from what we're understanding from law enforcement, it looked like a real weapon. So obviously they didn't take any chance. You see parents coming into the school right now, lining up, waiting for dismissal of Loch Raven Senior High School to retrieve their children here at the school. Again, no injuries reported, suspect apprehended, in custody. Concerned parents can breathe a sigh of relief, and Baltimore County Police plan of operation worked as prescribed. Why, a quick response, getting everything set up, and then finding the individual, and then taking the individual into custody. So that's all we have here from Sky Team 11 at the present time. Reporting live, I'm Captain Roy Taylor. Back to you.
Thanks for those reports, Captain Roy. Again, let's backtrack from start to finish to wrap things up for you this afternoon. It was reported around lunchtime, noon, that a student was showing another student a weapon at Loch Raven High School. That a resource officer at the school notified police. Loch Raven High School was put on lockdown at that point. Police responded, as well as the tactical team. We saw them enter the building, all dressed up, ready to go, and to go through different levels of the building. That student was located, the suspect, on the 3rd floor inside of a classroom. Police were able to apprehend the suspect with a backpack. We are told that that student is a 14-year-old male. We did see him. Here we go. Here's video of that student being walked out just a short time ago with police. We're told he will be charged. From start to finish, Officer Peach with the Baltimore County Police says that this took about 45 minutes. It was good communication from the students to the resource officer at the school to contact police for this situation. Officer Peach tells us that that weapon was a pellet gun, but a very realistic looking pellet gun. No injuries reported from anyone. So at this point, that suspect, a 14-year-old male, is in custody. We're told will be charged at Loch Raven High School. The school's lockdown seems to be over at this point. Parents are now getting towards the school and possibly picking up students. We're going to keep you updated on this story if any information else comes in, and we'll keep you updated at 5 o'clock with the latest on WBAL TV. Have a good day, everyone.